Hey folks, good evening and welcome to the first demo days or UXHack demo days as we are calling it. This is a series that we are starting just to demonstrate the things that we are building for clients, for ourselves internally at UXHack and also our community, and how we are able to leverage most of the times AI to automate or simplify things that we've been doing in a kind of a hacky way, but now doing it in a way that is a little bit more scalable. So we just want to put this out there so that there are learnings that we have that would like to share with everybody. And if anybody is interested in knowing a little bit more about this, we get a little context. We also get source material which we can create articles, which I'm sure we'll write out of this in case you want it in reading format. But this will be a session between me and Nishith. Hi Nishith, my co-founder.
Hi, Akshay.
Hi. And we'll be doing this most likely alternately. So this is the first one and Nishith will have a go at it. And then hopefully next week I will join in from my side. So today what we are going to do is how we are doing accounting and what automations we've been able to do. This is about UXX's own books and how we've been able to use generative AI. Nishith will tell you a lot more about it, but how we've been able to do that. Nishith, go ahead. What are you doing today?
We use Zoho books for our accounting. And generally what happens in accounting is that you need to reconcile with your bank statements all the credits and all the expenses and incoming, revenue. You need to tag it. It's like in our case, we use a lot of SaaS tools. So there are a lot of expenses we need to tag. And if in our conversation, we always have abhi kya chal raha hai, what is the cash position or what is the minimum monthly outgo we are doing. So that is not, you don't have at fingertips in real time.
Right.
Like at today's position, what is there? Because in accounting, you have to keep on reconciling. This gave me an idea that let me give it a shot how to simplify it with the help of GenAI. Most of our transactions come in email. I use Make a lot. So Make is a no-code based tool which helps you connect disparate systems or let talk different systems. Let's say if you want to filter your mails and send it to, let's say, Slack, for example, for certain notification. So you can do that via Make without using any coding.
I had a couple of doubts. One is, so there are tools and software out there which do this, like commercially available SaaS tools. Have we explored that? Because the whole idea of automation is to do it when it has a lot of value for you or it simplifies your job a lot. I understand the manual
Yes.
effort definitely
True.
simplifies, but just a
True.
cost-wise advantage or maybe flexibility-wise advantage, which one is it that may choose to make the automations ourselves rather than say go for a tool? I'm sure there are tools. That's the first question.
Absolutely. Yes, obviously. I am a builder at heart. And for a lot of startups, especially and SMBs, you can't always buy a solution because your tool stack will increase potentially a lot.
Right.
So that is one of the reasons. If you remember social media also, we already use that automation. If that doesn't take much time to build, given now GenAI is there, no code tools are there, let me give it a shot and see how it goes.
And you mentioned Zoho Books. So does Zoho Books not give this out of the box? Somebody who's already using, say, Zoho Books or even say Tally might be a larger audience, but do they not have this? Say Zoho Books does not have something like this out of the box, or do they have it and then it's a little bit of managing here and there and challenging? What is the challenge using, say, just Zoho Books and getting this done? Or it's not possible?
We need a very simple accounting software.
Correct.
What I've realized with Zoho Books or even other softwares in that nature, there are a lot of complexities built in.
Unnecessary.
It might be because of like GST coming in, accounting and all that stuff. But for us, it is very simple. We need just a cash flow situation,
Correct.
basic P&L and all that stuff. And so it might be that in paid plans, they might have done automatic tagging. I have created a lot of rules, but still it is every time monthly I need to import my bank statements. I need to tag it. It is an overhead, to be very honest.
A few more questions, but let's see the demo first.
So this is a Make interface. So as I said, Make is a no-code based tool. So this is an Anthropic Claude. So Claude is one of the popular AI models. Because of this, I was able to pull off this in a very quick time. Otherwise, it would have been tough. Why? I will give you context. My source of truth is email alerts that we get generally for most of the debits and most of the credits.
This is from the bank.
Yes. So bank is a source of truth. This also supports Razorpay alerts. So that is also one thing that I have. So there are two types of mails I am parsing. So if I zoom it a little bit, so this is a simple rule that I check basis the subject line and the body contents, which is pretty simple. Like you just check for debited and credited as a keyword. But then the beauty comes is on the LLM. So why
just 1 second. So you're saying debit and credit in the email body that is coming in, you check for that word. And this was working fine. This model without the AI part works fine just for those words.
Yes.
But then the challenge comes in where?
So challenge comes in most of the time. What happens is each email body is formatted very differently. We receive a payment, that body construct is very different. The language that is there in the email body. And
this is from the same bank. Suppose HDFC or
this is from the same bank. Yes, exactly.
Same bank will have different kinds of body for different kinds of messages or different kinds of transactions that are.
True.
All right.
True. In expenses, it is much more complex. In expenses, if you see, there are 2, 3 different type of expense modes. One is, let's say you have a direct net banking.
Yes.
If we transfer, let's say in our case, we do it for GST
Yeah.
and for one or more other things. Then there are some where I use debit card, which is again linked to the bank, but I have to use a card.
Correct.
Those are mainly for the SaaS payments, international payments. So even for those expenses, the format of the email body is different.
Understood.
Let's say if I have to code it, if I have to really make this as a system, then I need to keep on, first of all, see what all formats are there, then do a lot of regex, regular expression and matching and all. And you never know when the banks change their body. So that is where this LLM came in, given how they have advanced. A lot of email I have processed through this AI model, and it has worked beautifully well so far.
So when you say work, that means basically any kind of input, you're able to detect and credit basically, and the output that comes from that and the value.
Correct. So obviously we have connected. I don't have to code it. My personal bias is towards Claude. If anybody has just experience in OpenAI or Gemini, so you can use that also.
It's independent of the model. It's just you can pick any model that you want.
Yes,
And it's also independent of the tool, because we are using Make because we've been using it. But say NA10 is something that is popular now, or any kind of one which has a workflow based
any
automated.
Zapier, NA10, all will work.
All will
based on where your comfort lies. This is a prompt.
We've taken examples from earlier ones.
Yes. What is the email body comes? And I just asked Claude, just throw the output in this format. Amount, vendor, date, reference. That's it. And I just send it the full email body.
So suppose this was a much larger business. What is the saving that one is doing if you're doing it this way, as opposed to say manual tagging? And I'm pretty sure that is a hassle. And we did discuss that these tools might say a Zohobook, etc., might have some auto tagging, but you still need to reconcile, recheck, and all of that.
True.
For you, what has been the time saving out of this? How has this changed your day to day in terms of accounting?
A lot of overheads have been reduced because most of our transactions are card based or net banking. So those transactions are now getting auto tagged. Obviously, it is right now in Google Sheets. Probably a later enhancement could be I can see that because Zoho Books also has a connector. That is my next enhancement. If I can directly send it from here, automatic to Zoho Books. So that my source of truth from accounting perspective is Google Sheets rather than Zoho Books, because that has clear like how many credits with vendor and with the customer name, everything is there. Certain gaps are there, not certain gaps, but that is more bank dependent. So that's why we don't get mails for that FD maturity or FD interest that has been accrued.
Something that is like a static thing which does not have alerts, or even say mutual fund or debt fund units will not get any alert. If somebody wants to build their own accounting OS, it is far easier to do it than it ever was, because you don't have to worry about all the rules, all the elements that they are doing. You just put it in a particular structure, look for a few keywords, and then you can pretty much create your own accounting book as you want it. And then obviously you can customize it as you want it, right, on the fly. Especially for a small startup, there is tremendous value in terms of doing this. In fact, the reason why we started doing this, just for the audience, is that there was a client project that Nishith won just basis this. And I said, and that is how the demo days thing started also. A little context on that.
Sure. So I keep sharing with him because he likes automation, because the person is US based and they are also startup or an SME. They need now a kind of automation again where the mail, there is a source of truth in the mail, and they want some attachment to be run through the LLM and pass some structure to their system. They get a lot of quotation from their buyers and sellers, and they want a single repository of that quotation in their system. So this way it will help them save a lot of overhead.
Somebody who's running a startup and maybe is not taking an LLM plan. What is the cost of this LLM plan, and what is the cost of say Make, etc.? How much did you spend to build this?
In case of Make, so they have a free plan of 1,000 operations per month. So this is like one operation. This is second, third, fourth, fifth. This is a fluke. So at one time, only one part will
one of these
go. One of these will go. 6 at a time for one particular mail.
So you can do 150, 200 easily in those 1,000. More than easy.
How you calculate?
All right.
So that is coming to the Make costing. Obviously, we use a lot of scenarios, hence we are in their first paid plan, $20. And coming to the AI, I'm using a paid model, but I will say that Grok that we got discovered. We have also started exploring Gemini APIs. Right now it is free of charge, the basic models. This is not a very complex prompt. I do think free AI models will be able to do most of this.
Interesting. Last few questions. If somebody has to do this themselves, what is the skill set that one would need? What are the things they should pick up Is there any coding involved? Because that is what people shy away from. I didn't see any line of code in this.
No, there is no code.
Just want to be sure, like, what are the skills one would need to have to create this. Obviously, at a scalable level, you need help and assistance. But if you want to do it yourself as a hobbyist, what do you need to do?
You need to understand. Let's say if I give you an example of Gmail. So Gmail has different type of APIs exposed.
Correct.
So when you will, let's say, add a module in Make, it will show you all the API options. Do you want to watch real-time emails? Do you want to search for emails? So you need to just understand the use case that you want, and that is how you can connect.
I don't have that much knowledge of all the APIs. What I tend to do is open up, say, the free utility of ChatGPT or even Claude and ask it what are the APIs and what they do. And it tells me in natural language. I don't say API like I want to build this. Tell me what to do. Is that and there are obviously pitfalls. I'll show you in my next demo what the pitfalls are. But is that also an approach that somebody who's just starting out can do? Because being aware that there are Gmail APIs is also something that is, because those are long documents as well. You have to look at that document. So just on that, can AI help as well in terms of learning how to build these things as well?
So when I said APIs, so I was not referring to you have to read the technical documentation. You will need a no-code tool if you don't want to really code. So you will need to have either Make, Zapier, or N10. These three are top three. In AI, the prompt can start as I want to create or automate. Let's say I want to filter emails from Gmail and send it to Slack. That's a simple automation, for example. And then I am pretty sure AI will be able to give you what connectors you need in Make to get started. So that is a better approach rather than asking them about APIs. Understood. Because that will be too technical. So I don't think that is how it should be, at least for the no code, in case of no code automations.
So is it fair to say that if you're aware of the problem that you want to solve, there is nothing really stopping you, be the price, because we have free plans across the tools, be it AI to help you understand how to structure it and how to approach it, to at least get started as a hobbyist. Would that be fair to say?
That is the main thing. In fact, all these tools will have ready-made templates as well. So that is a good starting point where one can look at.
All right. This has been pretty interesting. Obviously, different audience, our community may not actually see much value in it, but I hope that there are a few startups or founders or even small business runners who may not be at all using tools. They might be just picking off the shelf kind of utilities, and maybe they're exploring this.
YC has a lot of AI focus. So I was just going through the list of companies. So YC has actually funded a company which operates in the AI space. Like they call themselves as AI accountant for bookkeeping or something, right? And when I was reading that, I was like, not completely, but probably what I'm doing is
needs a little bit of garnish and a little bit of jazz, then and like a demo deck and all of that. But anyway, I get your point. There is value in this largely because these are very strenuous tasks, human heavy, whereby those humans can do a little bit more insight-based thing rather than do the operational things of just looking up a mail and then reconciling on this side, which is far easier on this side. Anyway, this has been a great conversation and kudos to for pulling this off, this first one. By the way, this was completely unscripted. We did a quick earlier, what are we going to talk about? But we wanted to do this largely because we felt there are things to share. Hopefully, we'll have this every weekend. We'll put this out. And we'll see you the next time. Thank you so much, Nishith. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you, Akshay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.